Hey guys, let's do lesson 6.9. Your learning target for the lesson is I will be able to write and evaluate expressions. Think about it. Noah collects box tops for his school. Each day he collects 15 more box tops. Before he started collecting box tops, his grandmother gave him 25 box tops to start his collection. Write an expression that represents the number of box tops Noah has after any number of days. Part B says, how many box tops will Noah have after 20 days? And then how about after 200 days? Go ahead and pause the video, see if you guys can figure it out, and then we'll come back and work on it together. So let's start with marking up the text. It says he collects 15 more box tops, and he does that each day. So he's collecting each day 15. Okay, and then it's 15 more. We're going to be adding that to however much he has to start with. And we know that he has 25 box tops to start his collection. So the first thing I want to do is I want to define what my variable is going to be. So since we're talking about days, we have to figure out the expression for any certain number of days. I'm going to use the variable d. And d is going to represent the number of days. So each day let's actually start with the 25 that he starts the collection with. So that's going to be our constant in our expression. And we're going to add that to the 15 that he earns each day. So if I earn 15 on this day, I got 15, a bunch of 15 little dots in here, and 15 on this day, a bunch of little dots, and 15 on this day, a bunch of 15 little dots in here. What would be the quick way of adding up all those dots? Well, I could multiply. So I could take 15 and multiply that by the number of days. So this would be 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, right? So if it was 1 day, he would have 15 plus his 25. If it was 2 days, he would have 30 plus that 25. 3 days, it would be 45 plus that 25. So as we add up the days, we're skip counting by 15. In other words, we can multiply 15 by the number of days. Okay, because 15 times 1 is 15, 15 times 2 is 30, 15 times 3 is 45. So we're multiplying 15 by the number of days. So now that takes us to how many box tops will Noah have after 20 days? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say D is going to equal 20, and we are going to substitute 20 in for D. So we've got 25 plus 15, and then we need to substitute 20 for D. All right, so we have multiplication here. Don't forget, even though it's invisible and you don't see a sign, we are multiplying. Okay, so 15 times 20. Well, 15 times 2 is 30. But I'm not multiplying by 2, I'm multiplying by 20, so I'm going to add a second 0. Okay, then that's the one change I make, and I bring everything else down. I do have 2 total operations in this expression, so I should have 2 lines of work. Line 2, all I have to do is add up the 300 and the 25, and that gives us 325. So I'm going to write a quick answer statement for that one. After 20 days, Noah has 325 box tops. All right, what about for 200 days? This time D is going to equal 200. Remember, variables are variables because I can substitute them with multiple numbers. So on the first example, I substituted with 20, and now we're going to substitute with 200. So I'm going to rewrite my expression, but substituting D with 200 this time. All right. right, let's get started. Again, I have two operations. Even though you don't see that multiplication, it's there. Multiplication comes before division. Multiplication comes before addition. So we start there. 15 times 2 is 30, but it wasn't times 2, it was times 200, so I got to get those extra zeros in. It's my one change, and I bring everything else down. Okay, now we're on line 2. We should finish off here. Got to add up 25 plus 3,000, and that gives us 3,025. So let's write an answer statement for this one. After 200 days, Noah has 3,025 box tops. Okay, so again, it's important to note that I can use different values for the same variable. In example 1, we did 20. In example 2, we did 200. So let's go ahead and move on. We do have a word problem today, so we're going to break it up like we used to when we were in class. Okay, first of all, your key point says algebraic expressions can be used to model and solve real-world problems. Let's start with interaction with new material. Example number 1. Nancy went to the store with a $20 bill and bought a certain number of bagels that each cost 99 cents and an orange juice for $1.50. How much change would she receive if she bought 5 bagels? So first let's mark up our text. Let's see, she starts with a $20 bill. She buys a certain number of bagels, so that's going to be our variable. Since we're talking about bagels, I'll pick B as my variable, and we'll let B represent the number of bagels purchased or bought. Will fit better for me. Okay, and they each cost 99 cents. Then she also got an orange juice that cost $1.50. We need to figure out how much change she'll receive after buying 5 bagels. Okay, so I already have written down what our goal is. Our goal is to determine how much change Nancy is going to get after buying 5 bagels and an orange juice. So what are the things that we know? That's where we look back at our text and look at how we marked it up. Okay, we know that she has $20 to start. So Nancy has $20. Okay, we also know that bagels cost 99 cents. Okay, so we know she's got a $20 bill. We know bagels cost 99 cents. We know OJ costs $1.50. And finally, we know that she has purchased 5 bagels. Now, what do we have to figure out before we can solve our goal? What is unknown? We're first of all going to have to figure out the total amount of money she spent. Total money spent. And we have to figure out from that how much change she gets. All right, so we are going to start with a plan. Step 1. First thing we have to do is write an expression for the total amount spent. Step 2. We're going to substitute 5 into our expression to find the amount spent. And then last but not least, we are going to have to subtract to figure out how much change she'll get. All right, guys, so we have a pretty solid plan. Let's go ahead and get started with it. So step 1, we need to write an expression for the total amount spent. Okay, so we know that it costs 99 cents per bagel. And we said that our variable was going to be B, which stood for the number of bagels bought. And we know that B is going to equal 5 because we're trying to figure out 5 bagels. So the expression, we know that each bagel costs 99 cents. So if each bagel costs 99 cents and I buy 5 bagels, I'm going to have to multiply 99 cents by 5. Then we have to add the cost of the orange juice, which was $1.50. So step 1 is complete. We have written an expression to help us represent this problem. Ooh, actually, I should be using B here for bagel. I kind of jumped the gun a little bit. I should be using a B for bagel. And then it's step 2 where we substitute B for 5. So we've got 0.99, which is 99 cents. I'm substituting 5 for B. And I'm adding the $1.50 for the orange juice. Okay, remember there's a sneaky little operation in here, even though you don't see it. It is multiplication in there, so we have to multiply 99 cents times 5. So I'm going to come over here and do that work on the side. So it's important when you multiply decimals, you make sure you line everything up to the right of the number or of your problem when you stack it. 9 times 5 is 45, carry the 4. 9 times 5 again is 45, plus the 4 is 49. Carry the 4. And 5 times 0 is 0, plus the 4, 4. 2 digits are behind my decimal here, so I need 2 digits behind my decimal in the answer. So 99 cents times 5 is going to give us $4.95. It's my one change, and then I bring everything else down. Okay, we're only left with this last addition problem. We have to add $1.50 to $4.95. So I'm going to come over here on the side. 5 plus 0 is 5. 9 plus 5 is 14. Carry the 4. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus the other 1 is 6, and I drop my decimal down. So $6.45 is the total amount spent. Okay, so step 2 is now complete. Step 3, we need to subtract to find out how much change she gets. So step 3, remember she started with $20. When we subtract decimals, we need to make sure we're lining up our decimals. 645. We don't need to have any placeholders here because it all lines up perfectly. Okay, I cannot subtract 5 from 0, so I've got to borrow from this 2. This will be a 9, this will be a 9, and this is a 10. That's because, again, I would have to borrow from this one to make it, that would be a 10. I have to borrow to make a 9. That would make this a 10, borrow it, because I have to make this one over here a 10. So I just did it the quick way. So 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 4 is 5. 9 minus 6 is 3, and I did forget to keep my 1 up here after I borrowed. 1 minus 0 is 1. So it looks like Nancy will have $13.55 in change. So let's go ahead and write an answer statement for that. I'm going to change the color here since we got a lot of blue. So if Nancy buys 5 bagels and an orange juice, guess I don't need that comma there. She will receive $13.55 in change. All right, guys, I know that was pretty tough. I tried to break it down for you as much as I could by doing it like we used to do it when we were in school. Okay, I will see you for your Zoom meeting, and hopefully if you have any questions, I can clarify any of your concerns that you have. All right.